Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, dare I say it, another quick video here. Let's dive right into it. So, a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Got a really good question that was posted the other day, um, asking about how to deal with ghosting, right? How to handle ghosting and what's up with that shit, right? Well, nowadays we live in a world where everything is becoming a lot more easy to do. We're all becoming a lot more able than ever. People are more able than ever to record their own music at home. And, 20, 30 years ago, making music was different. You needed skills, you needed to be maybe in a band, you needed bandmates, you needed, a lot. It was a lot more challenging. There was like a massive filtering process of who's going to wind up making music, distributing music, getting signed to a record label or whatever. Yeah? Now it's just super easy, right? We can all make music on a computer, on a laptop, distribute it ourselves online. And it's not just that. Look at this channel. It's the same sort of thing. Before, to get on TV or to broadcast your message, there was this massive filtering process. Now everyone's able to create their own TV channel. This is like a TV channel. I don't know if you remember the movie Wayne's World. I'm sure a lot of you do. That was basically what Wayne's World was, right? These couple of guys, and they had their own TV station in their basement, and they just did whatever, they talked about whatever they wanted to, and people connected and resonated with them. So our world is it's just amazing, and it's like power to the people defined. And thanks to technology, technology is giving power to everyone. Everyone's got the chance now to share, to have their voices heard. It's not all about, picking up a magazine anymore and just having to follow celebrities or powerful people. Well, yes, of course that still exists, but it's every week it's getting less and less. We're now following just each other. And there's a lot of talent out there, whereas maybe 20, 30 years ago it was just you'd be lucky or you'd be handpicked or whatever, like filtering process to make it. Now it's just everyone's got a voice, everyone's got a microphone, everyone's got a video camera in front of them, and the hive out there gets to select what's relevant, what's important, what's good, what's not. And the masses out there, we all have the freedom, we all get to pick and choose. It's incredible. Of course, there's pluses and minuses with it, ups and downs, as with everything. So anyway, let's get into ghosting. So why is ghosting happening? Why, and how to deal with ghosting. First of all, why did I give you that whole intro there about things becoming easier? Well, ghosting is a symptom of things being easier. Like you suddenly have a change of heart, or something's happened and you just don't want to deal with shit, right? You don't want to have to deal with, explaining to someone or breaking up, or so people are becoming lazier and lazier. Yeah, 20 years ago, it took a lot of hard work to make it as a musician, to get to like be a broadcaster or whatever. Yeah, like of course nowadays it's hard work too, but back then it was not for everyone. Most people had to like go into the 9 to 5 and all of this, but now you're seeing Instagram celebrities, you're getting people who are making money off Instagram or off YouTube and making a living off it, right? So things are becoming easier. Dating is becoming easier. And there's, like I said, advantages and disadvantages of that is that because it's so easy, because let's say 1,000 years ago or whatever, there were maybe a few people around or way less people around, so you'd find someone and you'd be like, oh, you're healthy, I'm healthy, let's mate, let's have a family. Well, now on dating apps, on Bumble, on Tinder, and all of these apps, it's like people are constantly going after the next best thing without understanding, realizing that there will always be someone more good looking. There will always be someone smarter. There will always be someone better. Always. Eternally. So you can either go down that rabbit's hole of just from one to another. Someone says something that displeases you or upsets you, and then you'll ditch that person on to the next, because there's this endless stream, as I said in my last video, this endless lobster, endless shrimp. And people are losing their etiquette, right? Because it takes effort, it takes energy, it takes courage, it takes principles, it takes effort to to break up with someone, or to explain that, it's not working out, and etc. So some people are just lazy, and there's a new culture that's been developing over the last few years of ghosting, of just people just disappearing off the face of the earth. So they get what they want, and then boom, on to the next. So the question that was asked, someone commented on the video, is like, how do you deal with ghosting? Well, it's kind of funny because it was posted under a video all about rejection, which is very similar. It's pretty much the same thing. How do you deal with rejection? Well, I'm going to keep this video short, and this time I promise I'm going to do that. Well, I hope. So there's a lot of already answers in that video about how to handle rejection. I'm just going to raise a couple of points in this video, otherwise it can go on and on and on. Okay, of how to handle ghosting. But the most important things are prepare to be ghosted. Okay, there's a great saying I grew up hearing, expect the unexpected. Okay, what that means is prepare as much as you can. And I work with a lot of people on this. We visualize, we look into the future, and we visualize. Like if I have a fight coming up, I'm going to visualize all the different scenarios that could happen. My opponent could be a kickboxer, could be a jiu-jitsu specialist, so I could get taken down, I could get, kickbox. So I will have all those, I will prepare. So mentally what I will do is I will really get into that zone. And you can do this with anything. You can do it with an interview, you can do it with preparing for rejection, and I highly recommend it. Simply that one piece of advice can help tremendously. Prepare to be ghosted. Now what does that mean? It means just sit there for a minute or two and just really feel that disappointment, feel that rejection, feel that just try and really, really, really feel. Don't just imagine it, but try to feel the feelings you would feel if this person ghosted you, if this person rejected you. And simply preparing for yourself, preparing for an event like that, will help you dramatically. It will help you maybe, I'd say 50 to 60%. Because just being prepared for it, accepting it as a possibility, takes away the shock, the disappointment, a lot of the pain that we experience in breakups or rejection is just the fact that we're not prepared for it. It takes us by surprise. It's kind of like when you're trying to get somewhere and you're using Google Maps and you miss your exit, and then Google Maps says recalculating route. And it takes effort, it takes energy, it takes time, it takes processing power on your device to recalculate a different future. Okay? Or a different route. And that's the same when we experience ghosting or rejection or breakups, especially by surprise, is that suddenly our mind now has to recalculate a totally different future. Recalculate a future without that person. And it's painful, it's sad, it's depressing, it hurts, you'll get angry, you'll have a whole range of different emotions that are displeasing, that are uncomfortable, that hurt. And the reason why we have those feelings are there to help us. You cry for a reason. Crying, when we're faced with difficulty, we sometimes feel like crying. And you know what? A lot of us, we hold that and we're like, I'm not going to cry, I'm going to be strong. And then it builds and builds. It's kind of crazy. Crying is there to help. It's like it relieves the tension. It's like letting off that steam, that frustration, that disappointment, that anger. Crying, it's wonderful. Same thing with anger. I have working with someone at the moment. Recently in a session, anger came up, and this person thought, well, I have anger issues. And I was like, well, what are your anger issues? And the person said that, I can get angry at people and express my anger. And it's not an issue. That's healthy. It's normal. I mean, obviously there are two ways we can express anything. Sadness, anger, happiness, we can express it constructively or destructively, right? We can express it in a constructive, productive way. You go out, you go to the gym and you train. That anger is energy at the end of the day. So you can use it to create music, to create art, or you can use it destructively, like hurt people, right? And that's not, it will hurt us in the end. If we think we're hurting someone else, but we disappoint ourselves, and we wind up with a poorer self-image. We'll have more self-disappointment, less self-respect, more self-hate eventually, right? And what we want to do is the opposite. We're here to build our self-love, to build what is self-love? It's self-respect. It's that positive self-image. We want an image of ourselves in our mind that we can love and respect. Why? Because when we love ourselves, when we respect ourselves, when we have that positive self-image of ourselves, our life improves. We give ourselves better. We expect better. We're not going to go date people who are not in our class, not in our level, because we're desperate and needy. We're going to realize our worth, and we're going to accept and allow our worth, and we're going to attract what we are. We really attract what we are. Okay? Client I'm currently working with, we're having really good, great positive sessions and making a lot of progress. We're talking about, if you're a lion, you shouldn't be hanging out with monkeys, right? Don't let monkeys distract you. If you're a brown belt or black belt in jiu-jitsu, you shouldn't be hanging out too much with the white belts, or you shouldn't be letting the white belts get in your head or distract you. No, you know your own worth. And that all stems, confidence, self-esteem, all stems from that self-image. If you think that you're a bad person, or if you think you're a lazy person, or if you think you're not performing at your potential, at a good potential or maximum potential, you'll have that self-hatred and that negative self-image, and then you will accept less in your life. You'll accept people who aren't good, food that's not good. You'll eat shit. You'll accept shit. You'll accept crap in your life because you'll think that's what you deserve. That's who you are. So our self-image is very important, and it's very important we build it. And yes, there are a lot of people out there who ghost, who will try to steal other people's energy. Will try to. That's not the only reason why people ghost. There's a lot of reasons, but a big problem is people out there, it's like an epidemic, have very low self-esteem, have low self-confidence, and they're fragile, they're vulnerable, they're hurt, they're coming out of breakups and not healing themselves properly, or they've just lost a job, or whatever it is in life. There's a million reasons why we can have that low self-confidence and low self-esteem, but sadly a lot of people go out onto dating apps to boost their ego, to boost their self-esteem, especially, sadly, women nowadays. Why? Because on these dating apps, it's women who are being pursued like crazy, and it's women who are getting, hundreds, or just tons of messages and requests from horny guys who want to hook up, or guys who are putting all the girls up on a crazy pedestal, right? Because a lot of guys can't control their sexual urges, so it's creating this crazy culture and imbalance, rather than both, men and women sort of being on an even playing field or even plane. Women are now up, way up on a pedestal when it comes to dating, and can sometimes go on dating apps just to feel that self-esteem, just to feel desired. You go on the apps and you're going to get a million people wanting you. Yes, for the wrong reasons. It's unhealthy. It's not the correct type of attention, and it doesn't last. It's unsustainable. Just today, I take cold showers, and cold showers are amazing, by the way. If you're interested, go look it up. The health benefits are tremendous. But I was taking a cold shower, and I was just thinking of this, that, it's similar to jumping into a cold ocean, the Pacific Ocean, let's say. Yes, there's that shock at first, and it's not fun. But if you allow your body to, a few seconds, and you just accept it, you'll adjust, and it will become amazing. You'll love it. You'll enjoy it, especially on a hot day, to jump in to that cold Pacific. The point is that we will adjust to every situation. If you're disabled and you can't move, yes, it's hard. It's very hard. Life is difficult, but our bodies, our minds are amazing, and we adapt, and we can adapt and create that new normal. There's people in jails in solitary confinement that they adapt. That room becomes their world. So we are incredibly strong biological creatures, and we can adapt. So jumping into the Pacific Ocean, yeah, it's a shock because it's not what we're used to. We're used to warmth. But if you allow it, you will adapt, and your body adjusts, and it becomes great. And it's the same when you've just come out of a breakup or lost a job or home or whatever, and you feel that absence, that vacancy, that void. You will adjust if you just be patient. Your body, your mind is so strong. But how many of us do that? How many people are patient and can just handle that initial discomfort and shock? Not many. Most of us, it's like we jump in the Pacific, and then we've got a cup of hot chocolate, right? And we're drinking the hot chocolate or the tea, so it's keeping us warm while we're in this cold water. But hey, that cup of hot chocolate's going to run out. And when it runs out, you're going to be cold again, probably even more cold, than if you just accepted it and taken it and allowed your body to adjust. So how to prepare or how to deal with ghosting? Yes, a lot of it is prevention. You've got to plan ahead. Prepare for it. If you're going to jump into dating and you're not, fully strong and ready, there's a lot of rejection in dating. So prepare for rejection. A lot of the people I work with, once they are ready to start dating again, it's one of the things we prepare for. We say, look, dating is full of rejection. Life is full of rejection. So be prepared for it and be okay with it when it happens, right? So visualize, feel it, feel that pain, feel that disappointment, and then think, well, what will I do? Plan, have steps, But as I said, simply preparing is enough. It will help you tremendously. So on the topic of ghosting, again, like I said, it's just we live in a world now where there's things are easier, dating is easier, and there's a lot of instant gratification. There's constantly endless things that are better and better, but it's a trap. It's a trap. We think that, I'm going to get better and better and better and better. No. Always remember, what I talk about in all my videos almost is happiness is that place in between goals, in other words, wanting more, and gratitude, which is being grateful and enjoying what you have. Because too much of this, goals, you'll maybe keep getting more and more, but you'll be miserable and you'll feel empty and you'll feel that lack. Gratitude is what truly gives us happiness, but I also don't believe in too much gratitude, like too much sitting and just being grateful for air and water and food. Well, then you're not going to really like evolve and grow. We need to grow. We need to have those standards. So having this balance of both goals and gratitudes, wanting more is okay, but keep it in check. If you're in a relationship, there's always going to be someone hotter or smarter or whatever. There will be. But if you want to be in a happy relationship, well, train yourself to be grateful for what you have. Do the gratitude journaling. Write down every day. I'm so grateful. Focus your gratitude on your partner. I'm so grateful that he or she is healthy. I'm so grateful he or she is intelligent. I'm so grateful he or she is good looking. Whatever. Just remind yourself of what you have. All right. So yeah, that was it. Just very quick. And on a side note, I was going to make a separate video about this, but I get a lot of I get quite a few comments about why I talk so slow and this and that. Well, why do we talk fast? Why? It's because we've been raised watching the TV, and commercials, TV, it's all time is money. So they try to cram in as much. I worked in advertising, so I know exactly what it's all about. You've got maybe sometimes a 15-second spot or a 10-second spot, and you've got to like fill it up with as much information as possible. So we'll even edit out gaps so that you'll have someone who's speaking, but then afterwards in editing they'll cut out all the spaces between the words, so it's like to get as much information in to that spot as possible. And then of course they're going to blast the volume. It's going to be loud. So you're going to hear news anchors are the same. They're going to speak faster and try to fill in as much, especially the more commercial ones where they got advertisers and all of this. So when we grow up watching people on TV, advertisements or TV personalities or broadcasters, and they're talking fast and loud, well, we think that's how you're supposed to talk. If you watch that from an early age of 2 or 3, you're going to watch, and we're going to model ourselves on the behavior that we're watching on TV without realizing that they're doing that basically to maximize their ad revenue. Right? And we're not trying to maximize our ad revenue in normal life, are we? We should be able to speak at our own pace. Speaking is an art form. Communicating is an art form. So anyway, that was just a little side note there. And I think space is very powerful, and it's underrated hugely, and we can drive ourselves crazy by trying to cram so much into small amounts of time. So yeah, anyway, I hope that helps on the ghosting front. Whoever asked the question, I hope that helps a little bit. How to handle it if you haven't prepared and it just hits you by surprise. Well, watch the video on rejection. Rejection is a part of life. And if someone's doesn't want to communicate with you, what can you do? Can you force someone to love you? Absolutely not. It's the other way. Love is the only thing in life, or one of the only things in life, that we cannot control. We can't get it. That's why it's so powerful, because it can only be given to us. Or the way I like to see it, it's absorbed by us when we're healthy. When we become healthy and powerful and strong, love, attention, it's drawn to us. We resonate in that frequency, and it comes to us, and then we get to pick. Well, if is this healthy attention? Is this healthy love? And then you pick and choose, and you've got to be very clever, because there's a lot of people out there who just want the attention of lions. There's a lot of monkeys out there who want the attention of lions, right? So if you're a lion, know your worth, and surround yourself with people who are in your group, in your, in the lion's pride, at your level, in your class, more so than, the people who are wounded and hurt and just trying to get the attention and, temporary, have that hot chocolate while they're suffering. Well, it won't last. So jump in the Pacific, accept it, and, embrace it. Yes, it's going to hurt for a while. Rejection sucks, but it's a part of life. We all get rejected. So remind yourself, remember, this happens to all of us. It's just a normal part of life. But preparation helps tremendously. All right, so sending everybody out there all the very best. We're going to be making a lot more videos for sure. And yeah, keep those questions and comments coming, because it's a lot of good ones, and I'll try to answer them and make more videos on that. And yeah, I get a lot of people emailing in and just wanting to donate, and it's just, thank you very much. I'm going to eventually, this channel will hopefully evolve. I'd like to do interviews and, so there will be ways in which if you want to support the channel and help out, I'll do it in some cool ways where you'll get something out of it, and it'll be a cool exchange. So for now, stay focused and strengthen yourselves. Think about what I said about that positive self-image, and yeah, have a great weekend. All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Adios for now. Bye.